Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Hopefully everybody's doing fantastic on this lovely Monday afternoon, and hopefully your weekend went very well. My name is Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor here at CrackingCryptocurrency.com, and this is the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. We've got a mixed bag today, as we can see. For the most of the morning hour, we did see altcoin pumps. Of course, Bitcoin itself pumping off its low. Very interesting price action, and we're going to get into this. FW probably kind of the biggest standout, up 34.3% today. And yesterday, Ethereum proof of work suffered a replay attack, which allowed the attacker to drain about an additional 200 FW per transaction. And so that plummeted the FW asset to new lows yesterday, but rallying up off of that high. Let's see here. Before we begin, a quick announcement here for the Premium Trading Group members who did not notice the announcement in the Discord. We have been working on introducing support for option signals for a while now, and this morning I am pleased to announce we did launch our first version of our options signal system. So now Premium Trading Group members will receive option signals for options contracts for Bitcoin and Ethereum, in addition to their signals for futures and spot trading. So we have launched our first bevy of trades this morning, all positions that I have personally taken myself and analyzed and posted. And they range in expirations from 3 days from now to June 30th of 2023. So definitely an opportunity for individuals to add those to their portfolio or to investigate them at their leisure. We are going to be focusing on Bybit USDC margined options contracts and FTX US derivatives USD margined contracts. So you are free to trade on both of them. FTX generally has lower prices, lower premiums that you will pay, also lower premiums that you will receive in the event that you sell options. But Bybit tends to have a little bit deeper liquidity, so you're going to have to kind of pick and choose. Options contracts in the cryptocurrency space are still very nascent, but I'm very excited to launch this product and looking forward to your guys' feedback. Any ways that you guys who are in the Premium Trading Group have any recommendations for improving the signal system or the way that the options information is currently being disseminated, please let us know in the suggestion box and we will take that into advisement. All right. Bird saying, for your information, FW did not suffer a replay attack. It was an exploit in the orbital bridge smart. That's a lot of big words. Bird, that's a lot of big words, man. It's close to the end of the day, man. Come on. Can we keep it simple, bro? On-chain, everything is still fine. Okay, I apologize if I am incorrect about my understanding of the exploit. I was just aware that there was an exploit. I thought it was a replay attack. I remember covering the replay attack back when Ethereum Classic did the Callisto airdrop split thing, and there were a lot of worries about replay attacks on Ethereum Classic. Crypto Rick asking, hey, Justin, what's your thoughts on Bitcoin and stocks bearish engulfing and 6-month chart and looking likely for 12-month chart? Also, first time for BTC. Last time the SPX dropped 50 and 84%. Listen, we can sit and talk about all the bearish technical formations we want, but the reality is that the overall macro right now is still relatively negative, right? We're gonna have the rate hikes coming out on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and the market right now, looking at the prediction markets, they're overwhelmingly pricing in 75 basis points, but people are sleeping on the fact that the Fed, for the first time in my awareness, has been very close with, I cannot think of the name of the journalist off the top of my head, but there's been a journalist, he works for the New York Times, and he's been putting out pieces on the FOMC meetings prior to them announcing, and he's been spending a lot of time in the kind of FOMC inner circle. And he has been putting out a lot of alpha. His everything that he has been writing in his articles about what the rate hikes are going to do or what the direction of the Fed's going to be has been correct. So this is the first time that I'm aware that there's really been some alpha leaks as far as that goes available to the public. And he's saying that 100 basis points. So I actually have a dollar bet with my friend that it is going to be 100 basis points. So and I think the markets are likely to react negatively. Every time we've had a negative FOMC print, and think back to the negative CPI print. Again, we are at a significant level of support, and I do have bullish bets on right now. However, I also have put protection down below, and overall, I'm only 25% spot allocated to Bitcoin. So and as an investor, I'm perfectly fine to sit through drawdown on that because I know that eventually Bitcoin's going to be 50 and 60,000, 100,000 eventually. So all I have to do is wait. So, yeah, I think that overall, if you were to look at all the evidence, I think downside is certainly where it's going to be. However, barring a hard, barring a catalyst, we're going to need I think a bearish catalyst to really pitch off. Now, whether the FOMC is going to be that, whether the rate hike is going to be that, I don't necessarily think so. I don't really think we lose these lows anytime soon. There is there is a train of thought right now that's pretty popular that says we are going to nuke moving into the end of September. So we're gonna have some verification of that. I mean, basically all we need to look at, and I think the easiest thing to do as traders, is to watch for breaks of these key support levels. So by the way, just a little brief how you do. I did just shortly before the beginning of the show, I did open up intraday short positions on Bitcoin and Helium. So take that as you will. We'll kind of get into that. We are going to be doing a quick show today. I know we started late. I did finally, just not running a little bit behind, but I was doing a lot of programming today because we are working on new strategies for the premium trading group and for our strategy vault. So bear with me, guys. But today's market analysis has been published to the website. And make sure you guys go check that out. Here we go. Crypto markets tremble in anticipation of the FOMC rate hikes. And I do want to actually start off today's show. With a show of solidarity for our friends down in Puerto Rico. Obviously, for those of you who have been living under a rock, Puerto Rico got hit by Tropical Storm Fiona yesterday. 90% of the island is currently without water or electricity. As far as current reports go, some places are better than others, but a lot of places in Puerto Rico have been hit very hard. There's a very large cryptocurrency community down there due to their tax laws, and I have a lot of friends down there. So just a shout out. My heart and soul is with you guys down there, and I hope that you guys get a swift response from your current situation. So yeah, last night the overall cryptocurrency market cap declined by nearly 6%, smoking away tens of millions of dollars, and Bitcoin doing a stop loss hunt below its current low. So very interesting. But we are having a nice rebound as this afternoon goes. But things are not as good as they seem. All right. Now, the thing is, the market is trying to pre-price in the impact of the FOMC meeting, but we've typically seen the market pump immediately leading up to the FOMC meeting. This is very clear from analyzing options flows. We can see with the previous FOMC hikes, if you just watch the options flows, we get an incredible amount of bullish calls coming in, and then immediately afterwards, we see immediate unwinding of positions. So I don't see anything. I don't see anything else. I would expect to see a little bit of a pullback, and then probably continued upside throughout tomorrow leading up to the FOMC meeting. But I bet you we start dumping Wednesday morning prior to the actual announcement. But sell the news event for sure. And again, all we have to do is just look at how price tanked during the last CPI print. Now, of course, that did come in conjunction with price at resistance for Bitcoin. So perhaps this time might be different. But here, make sure you guys read this. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I do talk a little bit about speculation about the Fed pivoting to bring back the good times. And I've been very clear about this. The Fed is not going to pivot back to QE anytime soon. They're going to pause potentially. And when they pause, I think risk markets will respond positively, but they are not going to be pivoting to QE anytime soon. They don't care what's going on in Europe. They don't care what's going on in China. They don't care what's going on in Japan. The Federal Reserve Bank does not have a mandate to give a fuck about the dollar-denominated debt of foreign countries. They do not. Even though things are bad out there and it would behoove us as a country to consider those things, the Fed does not care. They only care about taming inflation. They don't care about employment. And interestingly enough, wages, not employment itself, but wages have been on the rise. Now, of course, there's a really good thread here about by Lisa Abramowitz, about wages growing, and it's worth reading through the comments to see all the arguments about how, well, wages are growing, but there's sticky inflation and all this. People will bitch about anything. Okay, so Bitcoin analysis. Let's get over here to the chart and we'll look at this proper. Starting off on the daily time frame, and we're going to be looking at our current modified version of Pathways to Profit, where I am using the modified settings for Minx, as I have been talking about. This is H&T. Okay. Yeah, so if you guys will recall, all the way down, I was talking about this critical level of support. All right, this critical level of support, which held price once, twice, three times, four times. And I said, what do we need to do? This is how we always operate, guys. We operate on the daily time frame for the most part for our standard PTP strategy, and we wait for closes above or below significant levels. Closes above or below significant levels. Let me say that one more time. Closes, candle closes above or below significant levels. Whether that significant level be a level of support, a level of resistance, a moving average, the baseline, God himself, we wait for candle closes. Okay? So, as you can see here, we had obviously probably a lot of stop losses directly below this market low. It's a significant area of liquidity. This is the level of support that's held price up 4 times. And of course, we had to be very cautious, and I'm still very cautious about this level holding. All right. We'll see what the strength of this bounce is going to be if we get follow through. Okay. But we've now tested this level of support 5 times. Okay. 5 times. The more you test support, the weaker you get. All right. And we can just see. So here's the accumulation and triple bounce, and we got a nice little bear market rally at up to 24K that everybody sold into. You can see that very clearly from on-chain analysis. And then our second bounce off of there was a lower high. All right, not great. Now we're getting a second bounce off of there. So again, none of this is looking very fantastic. Now take that with a grain of salt. I do have risk on position. Don't take that with a grain of salt. Yes, I do have a long position here. Yes, I have some spot holdings of Bitcoin here. Yes, I just bought calls at 30K, but I also have puts at 15K, at 17K, all right? And I'm gonna be opening up a big short position if we break down below this level of support, targeting 17, and then if 17 doesn't hold, 14. So the easiest thing to do, depending on your level of sophistication as a trader, is largely to not do a whole lot right here, right? Work on your system, wait for the system to give you a signal, and execute. That's the way we do things, and we avoid speculation and wondering about markets. All right, yeah, so Bitcoin plunged down. We do now have a, why are you doing this? A second here, guys. Into no scale. We do now have a bullish candle, not pattern, but a bullish candle formation potentially, and potentially a pattern depending on what tomorrow's candle looks like. But we do have a nice hammer candle coming right off of support. Okay, this is kind of a classic buy signal here for traders. If we get a upside candle tomorrow, then we will have a shooting star pattern, which is where we descend down to a level of support, or not necessarily. The support is optional. And then we put in a hammer candle. So the definition of a shooting star pattern is a hammer candle with 2 previous candles that had subsequently higher lows. So higher low here, and then 2 candles on the right that have higher lows, higher low here, higher low here. So 2 more candles. Nominal volume or real volume in USD was amazingly high on this candle, which is good to see. Very interesting. Actually moving the moving average up on volume up. And you can see that it's much higher than any of these candles right here. And just as high as some of these candles up here. The only candle it's not really larger than in terms of volume is the CPI dump candle, right? And of course, that's going to be a high vol impact candle. So not too significant there. Now, if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that Bitcoin, pumped up here from support. We are now currently at our first considered level of resistance in the form of our fast moving averages, our 21, our 13, and our 8. Overhead, we have resistance in the form of the 55 exponential moving average and our 4-hour baseline, which is tracking very closely with the 55 period exponential moving average. We are getting a little bit of 4-hour bullish divergence here from Minx. So again, not bad. The question is, has it played out? Will there be more follow through? Again, I think it's not unrealistic to expect upwards price momentum moving into the FOMC decision, and then immediate kind of a swift decline following the FOMC decision right here. And yes, we are actually getting a Minx buy signal right now as we cross back over. So So not against and not angry with individuals taking a bullish bet or a bullish swing position out of here. I would probably wait for a little bit of a pullback here, or at least try to enter closer to that 8-period exponential moving average, closer down to 19,300 rather than up at 19,556. However, you guys trade as you want. 30-minute time frame. Again, we are at the 200-period simple moving average. That's not simple moving average. That's the EMA. Hold on a second. I'm not going to lie to you. Give me a second here. Okay, basically the same thing. 200-period simple moving average resistance. We do have a moving average crossover of our fast moving averages and our medium and even our slow moving average right here. So not bad. We are looking tapped out with all these wicks to the upside, so definite pullback in line. On the 30-minute time frame, again, that could be closer to 19,193, although 19,300 is not out of the woods. That'd be in that nice little band. It was also the area where we did peak here previously. So again, we could be forming a nice uptrend here if we do see a higher low here, and then we can push up higher and look for that breakout of the 200 period exponential moving average. Going to our day trading setup. Again, yeah, another reason to be a little cautious here. We are testing 2 standard deviations away from the volume weighted average price. Time transformation is also overbought here. The last time we got this signal, we did get a nice sell signal, which led to this movement right here. So beautiful trade. All of our traders who are in the premium trading group can execute with time transformation. Also very easy to automate. Also check out this beautiful buy signal was printed right here at the lows. So 2 great trades, time transformation catching today. On the 30-minute time frame, can he talk any faster or any longer, boys? Yes, he can. All right. Now let's look at volume flows to see, is there strength here? What are the buyers or sellers doing? Who's in control? And we've got something that's a little worrisome. Okay, so check this out. So here is Bitcoin crashing last night, and notice this big surge in open interest as cumulative volume delta and buy-sell volume just get crushed, indicating that a lot of shorts are opening up. And here they go. Yeah, the shorts are continuing to open up. Here's longs opening up, right? You can see CVD right here flip and start rising. Look at funding start rising up here. Buyers took control, not only pushing the market up, but also just being completely dominant, pushing that buy-sell volume up and the cumulative volume delta up. But look at what's been happening over the last couple of hours, ladies and gentlemen. So as price reached this first high and pulled back, watch what happens to open interest. Instead of rising as new positions are put on, here things change dramatically and open interest starts falling. And what do we know about open interest and rising price? If open interest is falling and price is rising, generally that is a bad sign because you need fuel to sustain an uptrend. You do not need fuel to sustain a downtrend because things can just drop, but you need fuel to sustain an uptrend. Fuel is rising open interest. Open interest is falling here. What we have right now is open interest divergence. We have a higher high with open interest in a downfall. Not good. You can also see since we've reached this peak, look at buy sell volume being crushed to the downside, indicating that as far as market order flow goes, it has been the short sellers absolutely taking control. We're starting to get some short liquidations on every drive up. Very common to see these wicks to the upside. And overall, what I'm describing here is a period of distribution where earlier investors are offloading funds onto less savvy late investors to the party before the price declines. Now, again, that is very in line with what I said earlier, looking for that pullback to at least 19.3, if not 19.1, potentially even a little bit lower. As long as we hold 18,900, though, this movement can play out and we could still be looking at a mesoterm uptrend, which would be okay. So yeah, not looking great for the Bulas here. I would not be market buying. I would be, again, I opened up a short in this area again. Here just a second, I'll share some details with you guys, a little free alpha. Yeah, take profit of 19,118. Okay, so again, looking for this pullback, looking for this distribution to play out. And then we'll see what kind of reaction we get. Again, do we get a higher low, right? Do we get a higher low? Do we hold the VWAP? Okay. And do buyers step in? And does open interest start to rise again as price declines? If we see price declining and open interest rising with buy-sell volume start kicking back up to the upside, then cool. Individuals are buying the dip. Price can have another wave to the upside. And we will just basically ride that long position that we might scoop up down here if the signs are right into the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, and then look to dump our positions and potentially short back again. So yeah. Yeah, sorry, let me. On Glassnode, you have one job, and the job is to load your own website. Okay, thank you very much. All right, I'm not logged in. I don't want to screw with it right now. And we only have like 9 minutes left in the show. So we'll go to our altcoin of the day analysis, and then we'll take a few moments to answer questions. And coming from Levitas, we can see that the altcoin with the largest increase on Bybit's perpetual exchanges overnight was HNT Helium, had a 42.67% increase in open interest overnight. So that lets us know that there is opportunity there. HNT USDT does look very interesting. We will start off by looking at the chart on Binance, and then we'll switch to the perpetuals. Here we go. So here we are on the daily time frame. Again, we are forming potentially a higher low. Price ran up to the 21 exponential moving average and then pulled back. If we do run, next target's going to be $6.25, targeting the 55 exponential moving average and the baseline. Volume right here on this nice little pump was extremely high relative to what we've seen, $20.86 million in real volume. Minx is above zero here, so we're actually in bullish territory, even though we're below the daily baseline. I should have bottom feeder on the chart. I apologize that I do not. Okay. No signals from bottom feeder right here. No bottom being detected. I mean, yeah, so the trader looking for the long position here is essentially, again, seeing this nice explosion in volume and seeing this higher low structure and seeing that we might have a clear path up here. About 60% price movement to the upside if we do rally up to that 55 exponential moving average. Again, that's the daily chart. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, again, we can see this nice sell-off, high volume, and again, nice volume on the movement up. So this is good. Look at this volume on the buy up. We are above the 4-hour baseline, and again, a nice little distance, about a 17% movement up to that 200 period simple moving average. Minx is not overbought. Minx is showcasing an uptrend, so not too bad there. And again, yeah, higher low in this area, and then nice push to the upside. Our moving averages are beginning to move up here, and again, higher low in the moving averages here as well. So yeah, overall, potentially a long-term accumulation forming here. But here's the thing: I shorted helium intraday too as well, and for the same reasons as Bitcoin. We can just go here and see, look at market order flow, and we can see, yeah, look at, I mean, this is hold on. So this is pretty. Oh no, I've got to add them all back again. I hate to do that. Funding, liquidations, cumulative volume delta, open interest. Okay, great. So yeah, so look, we can see open interest now here on the bottom. We can see it absolutely start skyrocketing as price moves up. And this is a nice, healthy uptrend, right? I like to see this. No huge, massive pumps. Nice, healthy uptrend over the... Kevin Young says, looking good and sounding sharp as a tack, bro. So proud of you. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, Kevin. Oh, dude, it's so good to see you. Okay. Yeah, so open interest just rising as helium's price moves up. Absolutely natural. Cumulative volume delta on the rise. Buy sell volume kind of overall mismatch. But again, look what's happening here over the last hour or so. Okay, open interest back over here, right on this last rally. This is when open interest starts falling, and open interest price rising, open interest falling is that open interest divergence I was telling you about. And look what happens to the buy sell volume too, right? Look, right? Buy sell volume, sellers take control. Buy sell volume is now in a downtrend. And look at funding, right? Funding is negative, but it is about to flip positive. Generally not a positive sign that you want to see at the top because that's an indication of retail interest jumping in, usually at the top. Cumulative volume delta also on the rise, but again, it is now stagnating and going sideways. And what is price doing right now? It's almost like we know what's going to happen. Yeah. So I shorted helium, just an intraday position though. I am not ready to give an opinion. I don't really have a firm opinion on where price is likely to go in the long run. We are going to be kind of tethered. I am now. I will say this in helium's defense. This is very nice to see all this volume come in right here on helium. Again, it's nice to see the higher low, and it's nice to see the potential 66% movement up here to our next level of resistance. So this all might be good. Again, overall, our moving averages are not widely separated again. We just had this long downtrend where we got our moving averages separating, indicating a strong trend. Now they're collapsing back together. So, am I really expecting like a big V bottom reversal for helium or anything in the crypto markets right now, unless it happens? No, not really. But again, I could see taking a speculative bet on helium right here. But again, I don't really recommend it. It's not really conducive to the current market environment. Just play the short-term movements right now and, do your thing. Yeah, so I go over a lot more in today's market analysis on the website. A little bit more on helium as well. I'll have to change this as new information has come out. Thank you for correcting me, by the way. I believe it was Bird. Bird, thank you for correcting me on the Ethereum proof of work. There is a new protocol that launched today that I think is relatively interesting, called Fluidity Money. Pseudo swap was a pretty cool thing when it came out because it allowed you to mint F assets, and then there became a big marketplace for F assets. So Fluidity Money is exactly the same. You deposit your funds, and you deposit your funds onto their exchange, and when you deposit your funds, that process mints you F tokens. So, for example, if you deposit USDT, you'll get FUSDT. If you deposit USDC, you'll get FUSDC. And then there's a marketplace for F tokens. So you actually earn yield by moving your money around. You can earn yield by just sending transactions on the blockchain, by sending your F assets to different accounts or to different addresses. You can earn F assets by trading F assets on decentralized exchanges. And what's kind of interesting is it's a little bit of a lottery. So they have this really cool system in place to prevent people from spamming transactions to try to get larger payouts. It's called optimistic something. But essentially, it monitors what activities people are engaging with their F assets. And if it's something illegitimate, it will actually penalize that person by charging them fees out of their yield. So they will actually end up losing more money than they would potentially stand to make if they just followed the rules. So very cool system. And it's got a good narrative. I think the narrative is Optimism Prime. I think it's got a very good narrative with what's popular right now for tokens. They do have their own governance token where they're paying out rewards into. So again, potentially something to speculate on. Just wanted to give you guys kind of that brief introduction. I'll be doing more of more of a deep dive on it as the week progresses, and I kind of see what the initial data from their launch and initial activity looks like. So because again, narrative really is everything. So is there a good speculative play there? Well, it depends on, we need to look at what whale wallets are doing. We need to see how money is. We need to see what funds are moving around. So, all right, 4:59. That is essentially the end of the show. So back out to the main scene and we'll say goodbye. All right. Thank you guys for joining me for another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. I apologize for the brevity of today's show, but we will be back tomorrow with another Breaking Market Update. And we hope that you guys will join us. If you guys would like your comments read live on the air, then please leave a comment down below this stream right after the show. And I will be pulling up the comments right now from our previous video. 1 second, content. Also, as always, if you guys enjoy the content and you would like to support the stream, there's no better way to do that than by smashing the like button and subscribing so you never miss an episode or actionable information, which is what I like to cram into these market updates. Make sure to join our free Discord to stay up to date. And if you're interested in improving your trading ability, accessing our proprietary indicators and software, as well as our trading education curriculum, make sure to check out all of our offerings at premium.crackingcryptocurrency.com. The link is obviously in the description down below. Comments here from Bob the Builder saying, if you guys are not watching these every day, then you are making a big mistake. Justin is dropping gems here. Shout outs to you, Paul. Highly appreciated. GBU Wally, I suspect cracking cryptocurrency open interest is rising. I believe so. Aaron Webb, big one here, as Aaron Webb is one to do. I never paid much attention to the Ethereum merge, except I thought it would be a good opportunity to sell the news. Everything changes. If they don't, things get left behind in the dust. This was just an opportunity for Ethereum to change in the times. There are obviously pros and cons to everything, while everything is give and take. So the merge is obviously good in some ways and bad in other ways, just like everything else. Ultimately, though, change is good. Without it, we can't move forward. Look at Ethereum Classic now, and look at the people who still think it's a good long-term hold. There is no comparison. I never bought Ethereum, but I believe it has always been a good project, and my opinions haven't changed. Is it as undervalued as it was in 2018? No, I don't believe so, but it is certainly held up in the bear market so far, and to me that indicates signs of being very bullish in the next bull market and after emerge. Appreciate that, Aaron. Always appreciate you. You've got great responses, man. You've got great comments. I love it, man. Keep it coming. Crypto Bull 21 responding with 555. Kimo Zabi says Ethereum merge is both a natural evolution and a way to bring out total world domination. And he circled back for a friend. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the love. We will be back tomorrow. Same crypto time, same crypto network. And until then, emotional discipline, risk management, trade safely, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you on the next one.